So we are back, and I hope everyone had some nice holidays. I did. I was unfortunately not able to get back to this game quite as quickly as I hoped to, but I did think about it, and I did read the comments, and once more I do want to say thank you all again for your extremely helpful comments, and at the same time, I hope it's more amusing than it is frustrating to watch me bumble my way around and bungle everything and stumble and almost get killed multiple times. And anyway, hopefully, as I said, it is at least moderately entertaining. This is, I know that I could probably really go a long way towards learning and getting better at the game if I were to just watch some tutorials online or something like that, but quite frankly I really enjoy kind of learning games organically, and sometimes stumbling around in the dark is a fun way to do that. So I do still appreciate the comments, and in particular if anybody has any thoughts on whether or not it was wise for me, don't remember now exactly where it was, if it was wise for me to have skipped that dungeon that did say it was extremely dangerous, where I got poisoned from the moment I walked down in there, and the mobs down there were several levels higher than me. Was that an appropriate decision to put that off for the time being until I either get my resistances up or get another level or two underneath me, or was I just being a scaredy cat? I have no idea, so I'd be interested to know what other people think about that. But in any case, let's go on, and also, just really briefly, sorry for all the talking before we get into the action here, but I do, moving forward, think that I really need to start focusing more on defenses. Some of my elemental resistances here are looking decently for me, but I don't really have a great idea of whether 74% is good. It is in POE terms, since 75% is the base resistance cap in that game, but I have no idea what the cap is, if there is one in this game. And then of course, clearly there are all of these additional damage types that I have much lower resistances to, and I already know that the poison one in particular is something that that has gotten me into trouble. So that's something I'm going to be looking for. I believe one of the comments said it's really the top line that should be the focus in the early going, and so that's probably what I'll try to do. I don't really have a great sense of things like how my defensive ability is going to help me mitigate damage, and of course what these different defensive values that we have on our armor is going to, things like well, I'm not actually, yeah, just the 124 armor, the 92 armor, I don't really exactly know what that means in terms of damage mitigation. I guess actually this probably tells me. So different body parts, it appear, do take, interesting, they kind of have like maybe their own hit ratings. Okay, well, I'll not spend too much time on this right now, but it's something that I want to start paying more attention to moving forward. We don't seem to be having too much trouble doing damage, so perhaps I ought to maybe sacrifice a little bit of damage in favor of a little bit more defenses. So what we want to do is we want to go to the rift that we came back from, which I'm going to assume is this underground transit rift instead of the cellar rift. I'm kind of assuming the cellar rift was the first floor. Let me just make sure that there is a... yeah, I think that's the way back up. It's been a couple days, so I don't remember exactly what the layout down here was. I'm also mildly curious whether the layouts are always exactly the same, or whether there is a little bit of RNG involved. Okay, but anyway, for the early going here, I'm going to go a little bit, maybe a little bit slower until I feel comfortable. I haven't died yet, and although It's not the end of the world for me to die. I'm not playing in a hardcore mode. I don't really want to die, so I'm just going to be a little bit cautious in the early going, because I have a feeling I'm starting to get into the area where everything is more dangerous. Metal strongbox here. Okay, thought maybe that was going to be, oops, a little bit of lore information, but no, it's just a treasure chest. We do seem to be handling your basic level 21 monsters just fine, which is good since we're level 21. I'll go back there and check out that crystal or whatever that was in a moment. Now we're level 22. Okay. So that looks like that continues up that way, but I don't want to get too far away before... Hello? Okay. Alright, just another Aether Crystal there. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look then at our... And obviously at some point I do want to become a druid. That's kind of what the whole point of this was. So, someone did explain quite well how the squares are your activatable abilities, and the circles are more the modifiers. And this brute force is actually something that is worth putting points into, because it will modify our damage using Primal Strike. I do just want to reread this really quickly here to make sure it's the right kind of damage. Additional lightning damage, additional physical damage. Sounds good to me. The Storm Surge also doing additional lightning damage, additional physical damage, additional bleeding damage. So I think we're going to just start catching brute force back up to, and then once it gets to 7, we'll start upping both of these in equal quantities. I also do want to consider something of more like a utility skill, like possibly this grasping vines, where maybe something to slow them down could come in handy, because as of recently, there have been a couple of fights that I've kind of gotten panicky and had to run away from. Now, if I take a look here, there was more stuff over here. Let me actually, before I go any further that way, I do want to check this out. Oops, not that, not that. I don't really mind the backtracking, but I just feel like it might be a more boring video for the audience. So that's roughly the balance that I'm trying to be cognizant of. Okay, so it really keeps going this way as well. Well, I'm already here. Might as well keep exploring on this side first. Then we'll head over to the other side. Origin of the Slith. Okay, so this is lore. I see no enemies incoming. I can take a moment to read this. First began to appear in the area known as Whitemire. Became clear that Oswald did not create just one Slith. I'm going to read the rest of this silently. I'm assuming most of the people watching this know far more about the lore than I do. That's interesting. Shamanistic behavior reported among the Slith population. Well, I'm a shaman. Should I feel guilty? Okay. All right. It will all make sense in due time, I presume. Oh, this is... There we go. There's a breachable wall. And a destructible door. And... Okay, this guy looks... Well, he looked fun, but he wasn't quite as tough as I was expecting. Yeah, I know I don't need to be dodging at this point. I'm just trying to stay in the habit of it. This AoE that we're getting with Storm Surge is really nice. Okay, can we get through here? Yes, we can. Abandoned storerooms. Oh, got some spiders dropping down in. Always fun. I've never tried VR, but a good friend of mine played Skyrim VR and was telling me how absolutely terrifying the spiders can be in VR mode. I can imagine. I'm not arachnophobic, but even so, that would probably be quite scary. Okay. I'm kind of forgetting to look for destructible objects on the floor. Okay, is that the extent of the western boundary here? No? Okay. All right. And also somebody did mention that it is a good idea to go ahead and start upgrading my gear. And I will plan to do that once I mess around with it a little bit and kind of figure out how that whole thing works. Is this the end? That is the westernmost point. Okay, we'll just start going clockwise. So I appreciate that tip as well. I just don't want to... I want to take my time and try to actually figure out the intricacies of it a little bit. And that's not something that's going to make for a terribly interesting video, I don't think. So I'll probably do all that off camera. Okay. Some of these barrels are throwing me a curveball. I'm thinking that they should be destructible when they're not. Okay. Oh. The poison. Once again, it was the poison, I think. Started taking damage really quickly there. Okay. So these gloves, Aether damage and Spirit. Yeah, I don't think, other than the higher armor value, I don't think they're better for the types of damage that we do. Okay, this is a little bit disconcerting, all of this green popping up everywhere. Let's just, before we head up that way, let's just clear our flanks out here. All right, more green, more damage. All right, Michael, do not stand in the green glowing circles. Okay, so we're back to there. Might as well keep working our way around the outside part first. I wonder whether, speaking of poison resistance, I wonder if resistances are something that are craftable. That alone is probably worth looking into the system. And I really don't mind the lack of tutorializing in this game. I think some games kind of err on the side of just an information dump at the beginning. And that's not really... I mean, I could totally get why some people might prefer that, but it's not really the way that I prefer to digest information. Alright, I am, by the way, my heart rate is up a little bit. Not that I was almost dead there, but I'm now feeling like every step in this place is a lot riskier. Particularly anywhere where there are poisonous creatures. Okay. I was about to say, all clear, I can pull up the map, but I have learned my lesson. Don't just instinctively pull up the map after every fight, because more things often show up. So now we're back to where we were. Let's go ahead and head across here and check this out. This looks like a fun little area. Oh, I need to raise some of my attributes. And I think we're going to go with physique, because it seems to be the primary attribute requirement for so many of the pieces of armor that we're picking up. Almost everything, weapons included, are physique based. So let's go ahead and do that. Not quite on a par with our spirit. I wonder if we should just be doing a 1-for-1-1-1 ratio. Or if ratios are not even a big deal, but I have this sort of obsessive-compulsive nature where I like numbers that are sort of aesthetically pleasing, if that makes any sense at all. So it's more aesthetically pleasing if they're in some sort of a ratio as opposed to just being completely random seeming. Up. This guy's crawling up out of the ground. Now I think we're the whole way back. Okay. Don't see a way through over there, so we're going to have to go kind of a long way around. Is this something? Yes, this is an area that we can explore a little bit more. In part. Guess that's it. Trying to get these guys to a little bit of a choke point here rather than letting them surround me. Did I explore over here? Yeah, I came in through there. Okay. A little bit more up here. Yeah, just poison everywhere. Poison, poison everywhere. And these AoEs, or dots, well, they're both AoEs and dots, they are no joke. They do damage quite quickly, it seems. Or maybe it's just my health isn't where it ought to be. Come on, just want a few of you to come. Okay, alright. Whittling them down slowly but surely. I think maybe I can risk coming in here now. Maybe was a little bit overcautious there, but better to be overcautious than over dead. Okay. Wow, we've reached the... Oh no, there's still a little bit more up there. Okay. Oh, and there's an uncooked meal, which... Uncooked? Oh, no. Oh, it must be... There we go. Nice. untouched meal. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, what did we pick up here? Some hand guards. Physical and pierce damage. Does it... Once more, I'm curious whether it lists all the different types of damage. I looked for it before and I did not see it. But like, I'm curious about this piercing damage. Those are... Okay, yeah, retaliation. Interesting. Alright, well... It will all make sense to me eventually, I'm sure. Hello there. All right. Ruined Shrine, and I see more creatures up there. Alright, so now we have another one of these devotion points. Oh, I've got 3 devotion points available. Wow. Okay. Right now I've got bonus to energy, offensive ability, and 15% to all damage. So we've filled up this jackal. Tell you what, I am going to actually pause the video and take a few minutes and take a look at what might be good for us. Okay, so in the interest of time, because this tree is, there's just a lot to think about. I realize that, of course, there are prerequisites that you need to be able to unlock certain constellations. So, for example, I was looking at up here where we can do some additional lightning damage. Now I forget exactly where I saw it, but yeah, like right here, for example. But in order to be able to unlock this, I needed to increase my affinity and these different, I don't know what to call, I guess these are the affinities. And I just need higher quantities of them. So anyway, like I said, a lot to digest there, which I quite like. I like games that get complicated and have a lot of build craft going on. But for purposes of time right now, I just went ahead and grabbed something that gave me a little bit of extra poison and acid resistance, since I'm so paranoid about that right now, which meant also grabbing this crossroads for the order affinity point, and then this crane here starting point just gives me a little bit of additional attributes. So nothing completely wasted, although very likely not the most optimal build, but I'm not terribly concerned about that just yet. And you may have noticed I ran backwards a little bit before spending any longer, because I was actually standing right here next to the shrine and realized that's incredibly dangerous to just stand around in this game when there may be enemies nearby. Wow, there's a lot of these things. A lot of those aether crystals or whatever they're called. Okay. Quite a few mobs here. Come on. We need some of you to follow me here. Das ist gut. Alright, now we can get into their back line here, really wreak some havoc on them. And I think something's still alive back here, isn't it? Maybe it died from bleeds or from AoE. Alright, fellas. Doing okay, doing okay. And as somebody pointed out, this is still all easy mode. Since I'm playing on normal, even though it's veteran, it's somehow still normal difficulty. It's not the ultimate or elite difficulties. But I'm finding it plenty challenging. At the same time, I'm also kind of looking forward to once I know more and I'm better at the game, I will be interested in playing on the higher difficulties as well. And presumably the higher difficulties are not only enjoyable for the extra challenge, which alone is probably enough for me, but also maybe the gear drops might be better. Haven't bothered to really look into it too much. It clearly would be a mistake for me to up the difficulty at this point, since I'm still a neophyte with this game. Okay. And I think that's where I... No, that's not where I was. Hello, everyone. Are you guys... Do you guys spit poison? You do not. Okay. A lot of them, but really quite manageable. How are we looking on the map here? Yeah, let's go ahead and... Well, let me just make sure I didn't miss any loot down here. Someone did mention in the comments that I'm missing a lot of secret areas, which doesn't surprise me, and my response is also that that's kind of good, because it'll give me some extra incentive for another playthrough. Because a game like this really feels like there's so many build options with your characters that it's worth doing multiple playthroughs. That seems to be fairly typical for ARPGs, with the possible exception of Diablo. Interestingly enough, I think this is probably completely opposite of most other people. The Diablo series is the ARPG title that I've had the least experience with. I never thought I would be a fan of this genre, and I avoided them for most of my gaming life until Diablo 4 was announced, and then I thought, well, let me mess around with ARPGs a little bit and see if it's something that I would like. So I went ahead and downloaded and played the free portion of Diablo 3. And it was just way too easy. So I thought, well, Path of Exile is free to get started in, so let me try that and just see how it compares. And I don't know about other folks, I just thought Path of Exile was a far, far deeper and, at least for me, more enjoyable game than Diablo 3. So I just kind of stuck with that. And since then, Diablo 4 has come out, and I've never even tried it. So, alright, what am I looking at here? I keep picking up gear, but since none of it is really blue, I'm not paying too much attention to it. And as soon as I say that, I'm now realizing I did pick up a blue. And these gloves appear to be more physical damage, tiny little bit less pierce damage. I don't really see any reason not to try this. I guess I could always just double check to make sure that my DPS, I think I've learned that this is not super reliable here, but 3414. Seems a little bit better. Again, only not so much because this number changed, but because it did just kind of seem like it was all around slightly better than what I was using. Alright, and how far do we have yet to go, I wonder? Okay. So far, so good. Trying to surround me, but I'm not gonna let you. Not gonna let you get all around me. Not if I can help it. Okay. Might as well get this cleared out. I have not actually learned if they keep summoning creatures as long as you don't destroy them, or if there is a finite number that each one summons. Oh, spiders. And more spiders. And even more spiders. Up. And little green puddles of poison on the ground. The bane of my existence. The thing that I feel like will likely get me killed. I think I've explored all that now. Alright, let's go ahead and try to whittle these numbers down. There's a lot of them. Okay. Alright, not doing too poorly here. Phew, okay. Alright, I still don't have any great sense of how close we are to the completion of this dungeon. Hidden laboratory, this sounds terrifying. Okay. Interesting, we have another rift. Well, I see some journals here. I'm not gonna jump back to town just yet. I have a little bit of inventory space, but I also have a little bit more time left in this video before I need to end it. So let's see. Okay, these things are level 22s, it appears. They're doing some damage, not necessarily overwhelming amounts of it, but see, this is where I kind of wish that I had a ranged weapon. I don't like having to run all the way into the middle of rooms like that. Okay, alright. This is all very, very creepy. Let's pick this up and maybe... Are these destructible? Apparently not. I'm just going to back up long enough to read this journal that we just picked up. Okay, unclear why the ethereals are so interested in tissue preservation. Yep, obviously they're possessing humans. Okay, so this is where all of the convict bodies, live or dead, were brought. for various forms of experimentation, I suppose. I am suffering damage walking around in there, which is suboptimal. Okay. That's all good. Which way do we want to go here? I'm going to stay a little bit closer to the rift gate for now. I know I saw more journals to pick up. Yeah, there they are. Fifth entry and 6th entry. That's interesting that I'm getting those before some of the lower numbered ones. Okay. Oh, I leveled again. I did not even notice. Wow, okay. Wonder how long ago that was. All right, well... Not going to worry about the attribute just yet. I'm going to look at my skills here. Let's go ahead and keep getting brute force up. Let's go ahead and read our journals. Krieg's gotten the better of me. Oh, this is the Inquisitor. Okay. Alright, it wasn't long before I sensed things moving in the darkness all around me and they quickly closed in, surrounding me. Yeah, tell me about it. I've had that feeling myself. Krieg's massive form emerged from the shadows, his face expressionless. Okay, so that's the 5th entry. This is the 6th entry. I've lingered in this dank cell for one long, unsettling day and a night of terrors. The glorious dawn. His own arrogance has likewise led him to misjudge the resourcefulness of his prisoners. He invited me to ascend beyond humanity by pledging myself to his cause or to join his inventory of embalmed corpses. I've been left to contemplate this decision, but this cell, even magically warded, cannot hold the likes of me. And I have no intention of being here when he returns. Interesting, there are lots of skeletons in here, but presumably none are the Inquisitors. Okay, let's press on a little bit further. Try to jump past all of the liquids on the ground. All right. It's always exciting when you come into areas like this for the very first time and just have no idea what to expect. And also, on top of that, to have not died yet. I don't want those to be... I don't want that to be karma. The tempting of fate, but... it does just make everything a little bit more exciting when you have the combination of not knowing what to expect and also not having died yet. And I like to sort of keep that sensation going for as long as possible. Okay. Whittling them down here. Oh, that guy's a toughie. Wow, he's a level 25. Level 25, and I kind of felt like I made short work of him. Alright, what is this? Oh, this is a blueprint, of course. Guardsman's breastplate. So that's part of a set. That's tempting. I like sets. This set doesn't exactly look like it's necessarily what we want, but Let's check out the criminal records here. I do like knowing that there are sets in the game. Bloody Jack. Okay. Now I wonder, when Krieg is offering a bounty here, I wonder if that was Krieg before his fall or after. Like, are all dead bodies the same to them, or are some more valuable than others? Things that make you go, Gethrin's notes. Stage 2 of our trials. The corpses are clearly not meant to serve as ethereal hosts. They prefer living hosts. Okay, an army. Producing an army. That ain't good. Wow, somebody did some serious damage to me there with one hit. Okay. Something else about this game that I know I have not been doing, that you can, but I'm just not used to it from other games, is rotating the camera. And I don't know whether I'm really severely hurting myself by not doing that, but it just right now feels like it's a little too much information for my brain to be processing efficiently, so I'm just not really thinking about it right now. Man, how many convicts did this world have? Sure seems like a lot. Oh my goodness, something did some damage to me there. Alright. Wow, this is going to go on and on, isn't it? Oof. Looks like maybe I was already in here. Is this... No? It's not the way I came in. No, I haven't been here. Okay, there's more poison. Alright, Michael, do not stand in the poison. Man, that poison lingers a really long time also. Come on, come this way, guys. Okay. Alright, now we're seeing something on our map here. Something that looks potentially very, very dangerous. Yep, that's a hero or a legendary or whatever they're called in this game. I think it's called a hero. Yep, enemy hero killed. Okay. Another level 25. Not so bad once I got him alone, but when he had everything else with him, that was a little troubling. Okay, bonus to physique and spirit. The other one does more... helps me a little bit more offensively, but I think I'm going to try switching to this unless it just completely borks my damage. Okay, and this is an Aether Warped Totem. Alright, this is gonna be bad. Yeah, this guy's a level 26. If they are all 26s, that's a little terrifying. Wow. Whew. Oh man, there's a lot of them too. They keep pushing me back here. I need to find a better choke point. This is a good choke point. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on through here. Not all of you, just one or two of you, please. There we go. Fumble. There we go, that's good. I feel a little bit better now. Still plenty of them. Can't really tell right now whether there's just the one hero left or multiples. Come on down. Oof, man, wow. All right, this is quite the melee here. There we go. Oh, ouch. Why am I not even hitting him? Oh dear. I believe I have used all of my... No? Not sure why I couldn't drink an elixir there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, kill him. Thank you. Oof. Wow. Alright. Yikes. Right, that was a little stressful. Just a tad bit stressful. Is that everybody? No, it's not. But it was everybody who mattered. Okay. Very nice. Okay, now my inventory's getting pretty full. This is way too much of a damage reduction to use. That's unfortunate. I picked up a blueprint here. Bounty Hunter's Girdle. Okay. Well, I'm not going to mess around too much with the inventory right now. I'm more interested in clearing this area out. So here's the question. I'm assuming that just like in the above ground area, everything down here will respawn if I were to end this session and come back. Which kind of means I'm stuck. I can't log out. I have to finish clearing everything if I don't want to have to do it all over again. What are all those explosions? I'm so tempted to try to zoom in a little just to get a better sense of what's going on, and also because I kind of like getting a camera up close. It just feels more immersive, but I kind of feel like I don't dare do that in a game like this. You need to have situational awareness all around. Now, how far back was that rift? How far exactly would I need to be backtracking? Because I have explored all this now. There looks like there's plenty more to explore. Alright, well, at the very least, now that I have a moment to breathe, I need to... I think I'm going to bring this recording to an end, although I'm going to go a little bit further here in this session, and if it ends up being not much more up here, then I may just end up appending the rest of it to this video. But if not, then I will go ahead and say thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been as enjoyable for you as it has been for me. So far, I'm really digging the game, and I will see you all in the next one.